Mirror, mirror on the wall, please give me the utmost faith that Snow White and the Huntsman will be the vastly superior Snow White movie, and that this film here may take the mightiest of falls. No reference to the 2006 movie The Fall, directed by Tarsem Singh, was intended in the opening for this review. Out of the two Snow White movies we have releasing this year, I was not looking forward to Mirror Mirror in the slightest at all. From the trailers, it just looked like an extremely childish, slapstick humor-oriented take on the famous Snow White legend. The trailers made it look like one of the most childish family movies to release in a while, and the slapstick humor felt very recycled and dated. It looked like it had a lot of jokes running that had been used in many other family movies before, and I went in with the absolute lowest expectations I have had for a movie going to a screening for it in a while, and in the end I got what I expected, a very inept, childish family movie that really has very, very few redeeming qualities, even with Tarsem Singh directing. As I said, this is the first of the two Snow White interpretations releasing this year, and Mirror Mirror, compared to Snow White and the Huntsman, is a much more family slapstick comedy oriented take on it, especially with a lot of Bollywood influence thrown here and there, and it stars Lily Collins and her caterpillar looking eyebrows as Snow White, and Julia Roberts and her very weird accent as the Queen, and Armie from The Social Network as the Prince. Surprisingly, I didn't think that Lily Collins was all that bad playing Snow White. She did a good job at capturing the innocent personality of the character. However, when it came to her going beyond that realm of her performance, it just felt very average at times. She's not the greatest actress in the world, and really anyone else could have played this role and it would have been better than her. But still, yet again, at least it's not abduction with her going like this throughout the film. Julia Roberts plays it very over the top as the Queen, and she has this weird accent that really gets on my nerves after a while, and she just gets very annoying real quick. Armie tries his best as the Prince, but when it comes to the point where his character has to take on this love potion, he literally throws all of his acting out the window, where it's just very laughably bad to watch what he must endure for the rest of the movie. And I just felt so bad for him because he just really hams it up in this role, and it's a real shame for all the movies that he had done before, which really impressed me. Director Tarsem Singh previously directed Immortals, which granted I didn't think was a great movie, but it was good in certain aspects, especially within the visual style he brought in his direction. However, for this movie, he just doesn't really have a lot to work with. Sure, there are certain points where he really does make the visual style pop, and he also nets down a great art design within the world of which the movie takes place in, but otherwise, besides that, he has to put up with a lot of these stupid moments of slapstick that I can't believe he'd really put up with shooting in the first place from the script. And carry on to the script, this is one of the worst that I have witnessed in a while. The dialogue is very corny at times, and then especially with the moments of so-called comedy that happen through this movie, the jokes are so forced and they are very recycled. You have heard all these so many times, and all the jokes that involve the dwarfs, I swear I have seen all of them take place in other movies that had those kinds of characters in them. I swear, if you put Jason Acuna from Jackass in this movie, it would have made it much more entertaining than it was from all of those that I had to put up with. Now, I know that I'm not the targeted demographic for this film, but the only people that I feel like will really enjoy it are 10-year-old children and their parents who like just about any movie that they do or they pretend they do or whatever. But this is just a really bad film, and I can't really see anyone else but that demographic, as I explained before, liking it. And that's why I'm going to give Mirror Mirror 1 star out of 5. This was just a boring, painful experience that I had to sit through. Very unfunny, and it also has very wasted talent within both the actors involved and for the director that came off a hot streak from directing Immortals, because even if the movie wasn't that good, he still did a great job in lending his visual style. But just please, save yourself the money and please skip this film. It's just not worth your time at all. So I hope you enjoyed my review of Mirror Mirror. There's a slight chance that I may see Wrath of the Titans at a screening on Tuesday, but there is a situation that has happened where I might not be able to see it, and I'll just have to pay to see it, unfortunately, on Friday. So in the meantime, I'm Tyler from CaliCritic Reviews, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.